it's about that time. We decided we were going to do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down there, trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm, man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 Prime Time. It's crazy. We got to get it done, though. Boss Talk 101, where the boss is talk.
When I was going into my freshman year, I got on social media, and social media is very dangerous. And you know, you'll post your little pictures and your crop tops and stuff like that, and a older man, slide into my DM, and then I was so unaware of exactly what was happening, and so oblivious of what was happening that I went ahead. I was telling him what school I went to, what my address. I was telling him when my mama went to work, just everything.
He could have kidnapped you. Shoot.
And he did.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle, big.
Check it. It's a unique hustle. It's your boy ECO, and I'm here with the lovely, amazing official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
Nothing, no more all going. I want y'all to stop what you're doing right now. Go like, subscribe, follow us from all social media platforms. When I mean all, I mean our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. You name it, we're on it. Just Google us, Boss Talk Podcast 101. We'll pop up first in line, I guarantee you. But y'all see us on the streets and talk about, man, I love what y'all doing. Keep up the good work. How can we be a part of Boss Talk? This is how you can be a part of Boss Talk. Under each and every interview, and this one right in the description section below, there's a link that says join our membership. Click that link, follow all the instructions. That's how you get to see all the exclusive content. Y'all been asking, where's this interview? Where's that interview? You got to be a member to see it, or go ahead and download our app at Boss Talk 101 on any Apple or Google store. Thank you, and we love you.
Man, listen, guys, we got a special treat for y'all today. She don't need no introduction. This young lady is special. She about to tell us her story, how God has blessed her life, right? So, welcome Christian to the show. What's going on, Christian?
Hi, I am so honored to be here. And I'm excited.
Yeah, man, we excited to have you. That's what's real. So, I ain't gonna take over the interview because I'm known for taking over the interview. It's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I talk loud. I cut up. Everybody expect that. Then you got Miss Jamaica who starts this whole thing off. Without Miss Jamaica, we wouldn't be starting like this. Let's go.
So, Christian, so you're born and raised in Fort Worth?
Yes.
What part of Fort Worth?
Yes, the north side of Fort Worth.
North side of Fort Worth?
Yes. So I grew up in Keller.
Okay.
Yes.
Keller?
You was the only sister out there.
Because Keller isn't a bad area,
It's a predominantly white area.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, because I got people out there, people I work with. That's where they be from, Keller.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I hear Keller, I didn't even realize Keller was in Fort Worth. I thought it was like...
Yes, it's still Tarrant County.
Right.
Yes.
I didn't realize
It's
that.
got that racetrack thing out there.
I'm not that far out.
Yeah.
But
how big is Keller?
Keller is a small town.
Okay.
It's like it's considered like a small town.
What if there was a song about young man, big dream, in the style of pop? We're gonna grab that. I'm gonna hit custom since I'm doing two instruments, experimental alt beat, and then I'm gonna hit cover. All right, next I'm gonna add some keys. I'm gonna grab that, click keyboard, upbeat, choppy piano, and then I'm gonna hit cover. Now I think we need some more bass. Grab that, set it to bass. Type in funky bass and hit cover.
What was it like growing up in Keller, since you said it's predominantly...
Yes, there was times where I was the only black girl in my
school?
class. In my classroom, yes. So I just always grew up around white people, and I just got adjusted to it. I didn't know nothing else, because I was raised as a little girl around them, and it was normal for me. Yeah.
Did you ever ask your parents, Mom, move to Keller?
I think when I grew up and I kind of understood that, I started to realize, okay, there's not many people with the same skin tone as me.
Right.
I was wondering, you know, because we would go and visit our cousins on the south side of Fort Worth, and I always had a fun time over there. I was like, it's not like Keller. So, you know, she just wanted a better life for us, you know, better opportunities. And, but I did, you know, go around different parts of Fort Worth, and I got to experience being around, you know, other different cultures.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of being in a school where it's predominantly not you?
So, from what I heard at black schools, you know, you got to be fresh and dress a certain way. At the white schools, they just come with like some khaki shorts, a t-shirt, your shoes probably a little scuffed up and dirty. They really don't care about appearance, and I really never had to compete when it came to having like the nicest clothes, or your mom pulling up in a certain car, your parents, you know, having certain things, or
Really?
your house being a certain way. There was never that competition there.
Okay. So where is the competition then? Is it
It's
academically?
academics, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. They're really heavy on books and getting scholarships and doing like honorary classes and stuff like that. So education. I think Keller SD. I'm not sure how it is today because I've been out of school for a minute. I graduated in 2014. So, but back then, yeah, academics was like that was the competition.
Okay. Were you raised in the household with your mom and your dad?
I was raised I say a little while because my dad was in and out my life. He left, I believe, around 6 because completely.
When you were 6?
Yeah, he
Okay.
didn't want to have any parts to do with me or my brother.
Okay.
So
So it was only two of y'all?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's always been me, my mom, and my brother.
Okay, when you were 6. So, but between birth and 6, he was still in and out a little bit?
He was in and out.
was
My
in-
dad, he runs the streets,
Okay.
and he's been known just to do that his
So-
whole life.
Did you have a close relationship with him?
No, I did not.
No.
No.
Because you know what, sometimes what I've learned about family and dynamic, a lot of times it's the person that's normally never there is the person that the child normally sort of yearn for and
Yes.
want them to be
Yes,
around
yes,
and
yes.
stuff like that. So that's the reason why I was like, so how did you feel when he left and never came back and stuff like that? Because as a kid, you don't understand certain things.
I think that's where that spirit of rejection came from. That it's
Okay.
rooted. It started with my father.
So you felt like it was because of you? That
As
he
a
left?
young girl, you would think, well, what did I do? Why doesn't my
Right,
dad
that's
want
what I was
to love
wondering.
on me and be in my life? So as a child, you start making up these different scenarios of maybe you did something, or you know, you just long for your father and you want to be accepted and you want that relationship. And I never got that from him.
Did your mom ever sit you down and say, try to comfort you, try to talk to you about it? Or just left you to deal with it? Did your dad ever, because you say you never saw him again after that?
Well, I have sporadically throughout the years.
Okay. Had he ever sat down with you and be like, baby girl, I could not be there because of,
No.
no.
Not at all. Not at all. All he knows is the streets, and to this day, he's running the streets in Dallas somewhere doing something.
How old is he?
He has to be almost 50.
Oh, so he was young when he had you.
Yes, my mom was 19.
Okay.
I believe. I think my dad may be a year older than her.
Okay.
So I bet he is closer to 50.
I was just
he has
about to
be
say-
at least 49, 50
I
at
was
least.
just about to say, he's too old to be running the streets.
Yeah, I don't keep up with his age anymore, his birthday. So
at all.
no, I don't keep up with his life.
So when did you realize, how old were you when you realized that your dad not being there affected your life? How old were you?
I had to be at least 12. I believe like 12 or 13. It really started to affect my mental.
How?
Like I said, that spirit of rejection just it planted a seed at the age of 6, and I believe it just started to just grow just weeds out of the soil from him not being in there. But
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance. That's how much I was paying. Okay, I picked up the car.
because like they'll have like dad dances at the school, because mind you, I went to like a nice
Predominant-
school district,
right.
so I always had like a lot of family oriented events and stuff like that. So my dad's and donuts, my dad's not there. daddy and daughter dances, or just any type of like curricular activities or just things. I missed out on that. Maybe him coming to like my sports games, and my mom kept me active in like baseball and just different sports throughout the year, basketball. And you look in the crowd and you want, you see other people with their parents, both parents, because usually in predominantly white areas, they have both parents. And then I just have my mom if she can't make it, because mind you, I live in a one-parent household because she's usually working. So she did her best. She did, to show up and always be there for me. But
she didn't have another male companion that stepped in to be dad for you?
No, I've never had that.
Never had that. But you didn't give me an example of how. I understand because you say it affected your mental. I understand the father-daughter dance and all of that, but how at 12 did it affect you other than that? Like acting out, because some people act out.
Oh, yes.
So I'm trying to see, how did you act out at even 12, and how old were you when you first started acting out?
About that age.
Okay.
Yes. I was very rebellious as a child.
Give me an example.
If my mom told me not to do something out of at the time, I thought she just didn't want me to have fun. But I saw that as her trying to control me. And I just was very rebellious. She'll tell me to do something and I would do the opposite. Like, Christian, the stove is, for example, like, the Christian, the stove is hot. Oh, well, I don't believe you. Let me test it. So
you
she told me
did that.
That was just like
Okay.
like an example.
Right.
But she'll tell me not to do something, and I'll go do the opposite, just out of rebellion. I think out of being angry that I didn't have my father, and not really, as a child, you really don't understand like what's going on. Why can't they work out together? Why can't you? There's something that you can do to get this man back in our lives. Like, what are you not doing? Did he not leave? Not understanding the full concept of why, like, did my mom do something? Why are y'all not together?
Did you hear arguments? Did you see fights?
Yes. My dad was very abusive, physically.
And although you saw that, you still wanted him back.
Yes, to this day, I long for a relationship with my father. I love him as if he has been in my life every day. Like we've had a relationship, and I've never had a relationship with him, and I still love him and honor him. The Bible says to honor your mother and father. I still honor him as if he has always been there. So yeah, I miss him. I would love to have a relationship with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the one thing about it, when that father's not there, I think God has a hedge of protection around you. I think everything that you do is pretty much pushing you into a place where you need to be, even the bad parts. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Every situation got you to this situation. So I think that's something that you gotta value. You know what I mean? And that place of disconnect with your father, I know that the word of God says, if any man be in Christ, he a new creature, old things are passed away, behold, all things become new. When I learned that scripture, I always say on this show that it changed my life, because I had a second chance at life. So once that slate is wiped clean and you say you believe God, then your heavenly father should definitely be the pinnacle of who your father is today.
Yes.
But secondly, it also should give you a place to start to learn to forgive your father and everybody else who done you wrong. In Mark chapter 11 and 23, it says, if you had a faith the grain of a mustard seed, you'll be able to say to that mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea, and it shall be done. But it says, if you have an ought against your brother, you got to leave.
Leave it.
And you got to go and take care of that. So I think it's so important that every barrier, every obstacle that tries to stop you from connecting to God in the way that you should, you got to remove those things through forgiveness.
Yes.
And I was talking to Chris Calico, and he said, but the word of God don't give you a place of how you forgive.
Like a roadmap of how to do it.
How to
But
forgive.
it does.
just tell you to forgive.
It does.
It does. I agree with you. The thing I just say is, you find that place to where you can, start to let those things go, because a lot of time it misposition you, and you'll miss certain things if you're not in a certain way to receive that blessing, right? So that's the whole game. You know what I'm saying? So you'll get it. We all are works in progress. You know what I mean? And so nobody's perfect. The word of God say, be ye perfect as I'm perfect, in 5:48 of Matthew. But guess what? We only perfect through the perfectness of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
That's the way we believe. So at the end of the day, I think that's important to read, study, understand, and grow so that you'll be able to stop those penetrations where Satan is trying to use those things that he kept you back with. And he always used those same little tools because only a prince and powers of this world, but we are supernatural beings when it comes to Jesus.
Yes.
But I'm going to give it back to you.
And I always believe that
Yeah.
the reason why I like to ask these questions and stuff, because I feel like God put us through different things for a reason. It's a lesson for us to learn and to help others. I've met so many people who would be ashamed of things that they go through and try to hold that lesson in and not try to tell it to the world, because I love the podcast setting, because before you talk to this person and you can help this person, but now you can tell the world your story and help so many other people. There are other kids who, and this is so human nature, just like you said, you don't listen to your parents. Your mom will think, you think that she's holding you back, but she's doing it out of love. But a child could be sitting down watching, because they'll be on social media, they'll be on YouTube, they'll be watching videos they shouldn't be watching. And I always pray to God, say, God, whoever's supposed to see this video, let them see it. And that child could be seeing the video and be like, oh, I'm going through that right now. I understand what she's saying. I see I could be going down that same road, but because of what she said, let me really rethink this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I tell people, tell your story, tell everything that you've been through, because you don't know who you're gonna help.
Yes.
You see what
And
I mean?
I did want to mention at that age of 12, that's when I started to like do some type of sort of negative talk. I would talk down on myself. Because my father wasn't in my life. I'd be like, look, your dad don't want you. No man will ever want you. Like, start like that demonic spirit, that voice started to activate and just tell me lies, and I started to believe them. Like,
and that's something you didn't learn from anybody. That
no
you just
one
did that.
ever. My mom never spoke bad about my father. No one in my family. Like I said, it was a spirit. Now that I have the revelation, because no one was talking to me about my father in a negative way, or giving me these negative
no
thoughts.
learned behavior.
It was
It's
no
just-
learned behavior for this negative talk that I was giving myself. But around the age of 12, I was like, your own daddy don't want you. Like, you're not valuable. You have no value. You have no worth in this earth. And you like, I just thought I had no purpose.
Who's older? You were or your brother?
Me.
You. Mm-hmm. Okay. So how did your brother handle? How old was he when Dad left?
So we're a few years apart. He just turned 25.
So he don't remember a lot of things.
Not
then.
too much, yeah.
So it didn't affect him as much.
Not as much. Yeah.
Okay.
Not as much.
What about you as you got older and you started to become a young lady? When you first started to go out, deal with boys and stuff, or what type of relationships did you find yourself when you first just started having boyfriends? Was it
Clingy or?
yeah? What?
Good question. So I was always into, of course, older men, because I didn't have
Daddy.
my father, so I longed for that older man. And
How old were you first got your first boyfriend?
I believe my first boyfriend was probably, it was in middle school, right? Just, dating this guy at the school. But when I was going into my freshman year, I got on social media, and social media is very dangerous. And, you'll post your little pictures and your crop tops and stuff like that. And a older man,
Slipped into your DM.
slide into my DM, and then I was so unaware of exactly what was happening and so oblivious of what was happening that I went ahead. I was telling him what school I went to, what my address. I was telling him when my mama went to work, just everything.
He could have
I was just-
kidnapped you. Shoot.
and he did.
He kidnapped you?
Yes, he did. At the age of 15, I was a freshman in high school.
So, okay, so before he kidnapped you, y'all went places together, you met him?
No.
You didn't? So this was just...
We met online.
Okay.
And my mom would go to work early in the day, early in the morning. So she would already be gone to work. My brother would already went to, because he was in elementary, middle school, so he's already walked on his way to school. And I had a car at the time. I had a permit because my mom was a single parent. The judge actually was able to give me a permit so I can start driving at 15 because I was the one that was responsible for picking up my brother. So I had a car and was driving at 15. Of course, I had like a limit of the hours I would be able to drive, but that's how I was able. Like, I was able to drive at 15 that way. So like I said, we met online, and he started coming over. Of course, when he coming over, we were having sex. Mm-hmm. And
how old was he?
He was 27.
Okay, and you was 15.
Yes.
Okay. Keep going.
Just putting it out there.
Yes. And he was aware, like I said, he knew I was on the drill team. Mind you, I was probably out of 65 girls, only 2 black girls, me and one other black girl on the team. So like, you're pretty popular. You make it on the team, you're on drill team, and like it's a big deal. So he knew, like, when I went to practice, everything like that. He'd come over, have sex with me, and then there was I felt like he was becoming obsessed with me. I thought he was just infatuated with me, but it was to a point to where at nighttime he would want to see me. Obviously, I can't open the door and leave, so he would be like, "Oh, just open your blinds, and I'm gonna go in the backyard and just look at you while you're in your room." He's like, "Just be in your room, just do what you do in your room." And
This a black guy?
yes,
Wow.
He's actually black and Hispanic. He's mixed. His mother is full Hispanic woman.
Yeah, okay. And you basically, you're young and you're just trying to figure it out. You think you're in love. People, we try to act like this is brand new, right? That a 15-year-old will go to a 20-something-year-old. I seen it when I was growing up. People try to act like, that it don't happen, but it happens all the time.
It happens a lot.
And people try to play games with that. And I gotta say that because I've seen it.
I had friends in high school who
They
did
do
it.
it.
Oh,
Everybody done
like
it.
it's the norm.
But it don't make it right. But it was done. I've never done it in my life.
They were like the hot girls for doing it.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
But then yours was different because you just was inexperienced in trying to fit. You just was gullible.
Very gullible.
Yeah.
But
Very
how?
much so.
Okay, so he was coming over all the time doing that. But when did he kidnap you?
So, I don't want to skip this part though.
Okay, go ahead.
Mind you, I was dating this popular football player. So I was a freshman
During that time when you were
Yes.
Okay.
And he was a junior at the time. And of course, I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah, don't.
So the guy the older man that I was talking to at the time, he had anger issues, and I can't remember to this day what I did, but I pissed him off, and he ended up beating me up that morning to where I went to school and I had marks on my face, and I started to have like a black eye was starting to form. And I got home and my mom was like, "What happened? Did you get in a fight? Like, Christian, tell me what happened." And I lied out of just being scared and trying to protect him. I said that it was my boyfriend at the time, the football player. Yes, because my mom went to the principal and everything. She's like, you're going to tell me what happened. Did that boy do it? Who did it?
So that boy got blamed for something he didn't do.
Yes, and I'm so glad that because I just wouldn't talk and I wouldn't cooperate with them, it just died down and they weren't able to.
Yeah, he could have pressed charges and everything.
Like it could have went really bad for him, and then he was trying to get a scholarship, and I'm so glad that nothing. He's innocent boy. I'm so glad nothing ended up happening.
He did end up
to
getting
him.
a scholarship and moving on.
Yeah, he moved on with his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I
that
bet
was a lesson he learned too.
No, I mean, he probably thought the worst of you. I would have. Like, if you lied on me, let's just be clear.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel like you wrong as hell for doing me like that. And I'm going to be like, no, I didn't touch her. Or we about to have, I'm going to go off. I ain't going to lie to
But
you.
how many times people get arrested for stuff like that and it be incorrect and in prison for stuff where
Correct, especially being up there.
younger,
Especially being up there.
whatever.
They looking
You
for
know
that.
what I mean?
That's what they want to do up there anyway.
Keller ISD.
Come on, man. He's a very
And
small
he's-
percentage up there.
He was black, right?
He was black.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's what I'm
very
telling you.
popular. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the coaches probably like, you need to stay away from her.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what happened next?
So he was like, you know what, Christian, you're going to come and live with me. You're going to come be with me. And it really wasn't let me think about it. It was, this is what I've decided, and you're going to come with me. And if you do not come with me, I'm going to kill your mom and your brother. And I believed him. I don't know if he was actually going to do it or not, but he scared me enough to say that, because to this day, I don't play about my family. So I believed him. I don't put nothing past nobody, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go because I don't want you to hurt them.
But how were you going to tell your mom that you're going to go live with a man that she don't even
He's
know?
like, you're gonna come with me. You're gonna run away with me. And he, so one morning I wrote a note saying that I'm leaving, and it had, I was just apologizing. I remember I wrote a little note. I ripped it out the journal, and I didn't tell them where I was going or what was going on. I was just like, I'm leaving, and I can't tell you why, but I love you, and you didn't do nothing wrong. And I packed my little bags, and he went and got me, and we were driving down the highway, and I remember him taking my phone because I was like, well, maybe you can just turn it off. He's like, no, they can still track it. I was like, well, I want my phone. And he's like, no. And I remember him throwing it out. He rolled down the window and threw it. And I remember it bursting into flames because it hit like the medium on the side, and it like busted. I remember it kind of catching fire a little bit, and so that there was no way for them to track me, because I believe they can track you even with the phone off some way, hitting the cell towers. So
did your mom call the police? Did she missing person?
Yes, I was put on a T-shirt and everything.
How long were you gone for?
I was gone for a few months.
Okay, so the police found you.
They did not. He was scared because it was about to reach the news. He had heard it on the radio, and it was getting bad, that she was doing everything in her power. You Googled my name and I popped up. And they were looking for me. They had a reward and everything. They had put money down for someone who had any information, and people were giving them stuff saying, oh, she's in Austin, she's here. And I was never in those places. I was really in Fort Worth.
How far from your home were you?
Maybe 35 minutes.
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green?
I can ask.
Minutes.
Okay.
And so he lived by himself?
He lived with his mom.
He had you over there with his mama.
But the thing is, his mom at the time had a boyfriend, so she was always over at his house. So that's kind of how it worked out. And for a while, he just hid me. Like, if she would ever come, it would just, you be quiet. You stay in the room. And that's kind of
So you were gone for a couple of months.
Yes.
When you get back home, let's get you back to the house. How did you end up going back home?
What I don't want to miss this part, but when I was with him, I became his sex slave.
Okay.
I became his sex slave while I was there.
Was that when you say sex slave, you did whatever he told you?
Whatever. He forced me to have anal. He made me give oral sex until I threw up. Then he would make me clean up after. He would get a belt and whoop me naked. He was just very violent with me, and I had to have sex on demand.
Wow. Man, I've heard some crazy story. I got this. I kept looking. I did this interview years ago, and it's the blind goddess, man, and she was blind, and she's a beautiful woman, but raped. The other lady, Miss Dr. McKinley, just came here, raped by her father and her stepfather at 6 and 8. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then went and did a movie. She started doing plays, acting it out with the person who was a rapist. This is crazy stories, but healing stories, things that heal people. And I think your story heals people to tell your story, because there are times out there that other young girls go through stuff and they don't understand it. And they may be watching this show, sitting somewhere, and they old man just like watching podcasts, you know what I'm saying? And you pop up. And that little girl may hear this story and be able to gain strength to understand, hey, I ain't the only one that went through something like this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the way I look at it. So you basically over there, she said she was his sex slave.
I heard that
He
part.
whooping her with a belt, making her throw up, doing all kind of oral sex.
And anal sex to where I would be bleeding. Yeah.
How did you survive all of that for a couple of months? Because he wasn't doing that to you when he was coming over to your house.
No. But while I was there, he manipulated me. I feel like once you can get in someone's mind, you can make them do whatever you want.
Especially because you're young and impressionable.
Yes.
Because you were still 15
and
at
he's
this
like,
time.
look, I took you, because of course, when I'm telling him, like, I don't have my father. So I'm like, all these things that I deal with, and he's using that to manipulate me.
Right.
Well, you see how your father didn't want you? I want you. That's why you're here with me. I love you. I'm going to take care of you. You see how I feed you every day? I make love to you, things like that. I give you attention, just making me think like, well, maybe, okay, he is doing, you know what I'm saying? Just twisting it. It's wicked. It's demonic what's going on. And he would even go as far as taking pictures of my private parts. And I didn't know what he was doing with them. And later on, we found out when I came home and we went to the court case, I had to go through a file of pictures, and they had to say, Christian, look and see
Which one is
which
you?
body part, what is yours? Because
So he
was
had
into-
multiple.
Yes,
so this,
he was
done
into
this
child
before.
pornography.
Okay, so he put this online,
No,
or this was just for him.
I guess I can't remember verbatim what exactly they had uploaded to or what, but through the phone I did, because they confiscated his
Right,
phone. I did
right.
have to go through and
Okay.
pick out my pictures.
Were you the only one that he done this to?
Maybe I'm the only one that he got caught with, because to this day he's a registered sex offender in the state.
Because he has multiple pictures, so
He was into
if he
child
was taking
pornography.
all of these pictures of these other people, it must have done it to other people.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was just, because it was just child pornography on the phone, so I don't know if, I can't remember. I was so young, and I've been through so much trauma. Certain things, I just
Block
I
out.
blocked it out, so I just genuinely don't remember. I
Was
really
he? So you say he was registered. He's registered now.
To this
Have
day,
you
every
ever
day.
seen him again ever in life?
No, but when he got out of prison, they did. I didn't even know they did that, but they send you a letter
Yeah, they
to
do.
your house, and they let
So
you
you
know,
know.
just so I guess you're aware. But
But okay, so 'cause we skipped over this part. So 2 months, he just let you go because it was getting too heated.
it was getting too heated. Yeah.
So he let you go, and you went home.
Yes, and what's crazy, my mom at the time, she was attending church, and the pastor of the church had prophesied to her that Sunday that I was going to come home within the next week. So that Sunday, he said your daughter's coming home this week, and 2 days later I show up.
And then when you did, she asked you what happened, where you were, all of that
And
sort of stuff.
I'm just silent. I'm just.
Oh, so you didn't just tell her?
Not at first. I kept it all bottled in.
So how long did it
all
take you to open up and tell
It
her
took me
what
a
happened?
while. They even put me in therapy. I had a few therapists, and I wouldn't even talk to the therapist. I just kept it all in.
So he was roaming around, la la la, like nothing happened
I
at the time.
eventually I became angry with him because I finally realized that he was abusing me. It kind of clicked to me once I got home what exactly was going on. But he did get caught.
Because you told them and they went,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so what happened, what actually happened was he gave me a phone when I went back home, like a little, you could put money on the phone, and it's a little prepaid phone, and he's like, we're going to stay in contact, but let's keep it on the low. And so I remember I had drove to go see him. I was still seeing him off and on. I drove to go see him one day, and he started whooping me. And I'm like, I didn't come back for abuse. Like, I didn't come back for this. I came back for love. And you said you're going to treat me different. And I remember running out of that apartment that day and screaming and yelling.
How old was you? 15?
I had to be at least almost. No, I was still 15. I was still 15 at the time.
So you were going through therapy, but you still went back and saw him.
Yes.
That's why I always tell people all the time, that's why most abuse starts here first, because if they get you here, it's almost like how do you retrain your mind to not be back in those situations?
Oh my gosh, because I saw how violent my dad was with my mom, and I kind of created this thing like, okay, so if a man puts his hands on
Dude, guess how much it cost me to make sure my family gets $1 million if something ever happens to me? You'll never guess.
you, it's a way of him showing he loves you. I don't really get it, but maybe that's
get
what
it.
I deserve. I don't know.
No, that's the thing.
That's the
It happens.
conclusion I came up with.
Some people think like that. I've heard
Yeah.
that story more than once. How
I have to.
people feel like that's how people show love after they've witnessed abuse. You know what I mean? It can trigger you in all kind of ways. So
That's why some women end up in so toxic relationships where when the man is walking out because he doesn't want to hit her, she's like, no, you stay, because she really want him to fight her, hit her, whatever. Because if he doesn't provoking it, that's where I think makeup sex comes from.
Yes,
and which is not healthy because here you're in this toxic relationship, but then you're gonna do this and think that it's okay now. That's not right.
Exactly.
So, how much time did he get?
He got a few years. He didn't stay in there as long as I wanted him to. I was even wrestling with going down to the courthouse and actually testifying against him.
So you didn't testify?
But I did.
Okay.
I wrestled with it for a while, but I did. I had wrote out a whole little passage of what I was going to say, and I read it verbatim. I wrote what I wrote. I said it into the mic, and I was actually proud of myself that I did that. I don't believe the devil wanted me to go in there and advocate for myself. I think he would have got even more or less time. So I'm glad I did go in there and speak up, and I just poured my heart out. I'm a writer, so I poured my heart out into what I wrote on that paper that day.
So you said when you got back, your mom had just started going to church, or she got into church.
She was already previously going to church.
Okay, so you used to go to church with her?
Yes.
Okay, so at that time, how did the church help you heal during that time? Because I know you got to think back to that time. You see what I mean? Because as a child, our mind works differently compared to how we are now. So go back into that mind back then when she was making you go to church. Because most parents make you go to church. Yeah,
they make you wake up and put your Sunday dress on.
But they knew what you had went through.
Yes, because like I said, he had prophesied to her.
Right. So how did they try to help you?
I honestly don't remember if they did reach out to help. I wasn't aware. I was so shut down. I'm not saying that they didn't come and help. I don't know, because I was so shut down and traumatized in the mind. I was in a very dark place when I came back home. I was not myself. I was a completely different person. I would just sit in my room. I was actually diagnosed with major depressive disorder, anxiety, and I had major panic attacks.
And you were on medication?
Yes, up until the age of 27.
Wow,
I'm 29 now.
That long?
Wait a minute, you just got cleared up a little bit.
Yes, I gave my life to Christ it'll be 2 years ago in July.
And that's when you stopped taking it?
Yes.
Let me ask you this. After that relationship, how do you end up going back to the streets and all that? You see what I'm saying?
And how old were you?
And like getting with somebody else who's abusive, or who puts you in that situation, or did you just go to the streets? How do you end up?
I went to the streets. So when because what happened was so major and everyone knew about it. The school thought it was, and my mom wanted to move me, and she was like, well, I feel like y'all should accommodate her in some type of way and allow her to move to different school, same district, but different school, even though we're outside of the, address.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
She needs to be moved because there's too much going on. She didn't accuse this boy. People, the school knows that she was missing. It was so much. So they made all the teachers give me pamphlet work, and that's how I was able to go to the next grade. I had to catch up on all my work, and then they transferred me to another school so I can have a fresh
start.
Slate, fresh start. And I was still rebellious, Christians always want to do what Christian wanted to do, either good or bad. I always had that mindset. If I put my mind to something, I'm going to do it. And that can be a very bad thing as well. So I always did what I wanted to do, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start hanging out with older people. And I was not going to school, so my mom almost got charged for truancy because I was not going to school and I was out in the streets trying to be grown. I was going to clubs. I was always hanging around dope boys all the time. I was in the streets. I wanted to be in a man's face. I had to be in a man's face. I desired to be with an older man. So.
Did you finish school?
I did. Okay. I did.
So you was going back and forth to your mom's house, finishing school, but still going back to the streets?
Yes.
And she couldn't stop you?
She could not stop me, and it was till the point where you're out of control. I don't know what to do with you. You got to go live with your grandmother. So I've always been a grandma baby.
Where does your grandma live at?
In the same
city.
Same Keller.
So basically, what she lived in Watauga and Keller, right here.
Okay.
A lot of people have never heard of Watauga.
No.
So, yeah, they're right next to each other, literally.
So you went and stayed with her.
Yes,
But-
because my mom just couldn't control me. I'm out of control.
But did your grandma could
And
control?
she could not control me
I was about
either.
to say.
She could not. But I just think my mom said, "You're not gonna live under my roof and do
what you're
you
doing.
want to do. You can't do that here."
So was you smoking, drinking, doing drugs, and all that good
I
stuff?
was doing all that.
Yeah, and so
Not hard drugs. I just pop pills
Pills.
here and there. I've never been on no hard drugs.
when was the first time that you sold your body for sex?
I was 18 years old.
Did you know that Suno can learn from your music? You've probably just used it like this. Type something in, maybe adjust a few.
How did that happen?
So I was working at this restaurant, and this girl was like, "You're so pretty." She's like, "There's no way, like, why do you work here? Let me," like, she was just, and I was so infatuated with how she was just talking to me, like, "You're so beautiful. There's other ways you can make money. Girl, you should come and join me. There's, I have a guy friend. He's going to come and take care of you," and, you know, trying to sell me this dream of what I could have. Like, he's going to invest in you. This all, like, just a snake just slid, like,
Making
just
it sound so
making
good.
it sound so smooth. Like, she's smooth with the tongue. Like, I'm gonna have this perfect life if I come and join whatever she's doing. And they put me on, and that's how I got started.
Wow. So that you knew exactly what you was going into when you did it.
Not really.
Once she broke it, we actually all sat down, they
Yeah.
broke it down.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wasn't forced. I wasn't
Of
sex
course,
trafficked.
you
into
already
doing
been you already been cutting up and being rebellious. At this point, you done pop pills, you drinking, you doing everything, you going out, you kicking it. You might come, you might not. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? And now
Yeah.
all of a sudden you like, man, let me you know, she say she getting money, right? And so I'm gonna get some money too. And I ain't working up here. Where was that you was working?
I was working at a pizza.
restaurant.
At a pizza. You like, I'm not gonna be throwing these pizzas up in there no more. I'm tired of this. Damn these pizzas. I'm gonna go. I know what to do.
She's like, "But you make every 2 weeks. You can make that in a,
A
day
day.
if you
That's
wanted to."
right.
And I did.
Of course.
So, but hold
Yeah.
on. So, were you taking? I know you said Christian does what Christian want to do, whether good or bad. But at that point, because of the things that you had been through, were you taking the drugs and doing things that you were doing to numb the pain?
I just wanted to, because my mom tried to really shelter us, like I said, just out of protection.
So you were just
And
being
love.
rebellious more than
Just
anything
being,
else.
I was like,
No, having a good time. What are you talking about? It's
I'm
hard.
rebellious, but also just experiencing life.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm around grown folks doing grown folks stuff.
And people that's getting on pills and drinking and smoking and kicking it, they having a good time. I don't know what the hell you talking about. They is kicking it. Like, this is what righteous living is. This is what people do in the streets. I was partying. You couldn't tell me nothing.
You weren't on no pills?
But I was drinking and smoking and kicking it, and it's a rush to make money. All that stuff is the same high, really, even if you're getting high. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're basically trying to do what the flesh wants you to do, really, to be honest with you, and you want to make it whatever makes you tick. So if it's a
Feed
pill for
your
her,
flesh.
if it's money for me or liquor for me, it's the same. You're just trying to get there. So people having a good time, partying, and that's what you was doing.
Yes.
I'm talking about kicking
Yes.
it. And then all of a sudden you get out here and you start doing this. When did it become a thing where was the guy a pimp, right?
Yes.
And did he ever become abusive to you as well?
He was not abusive.
Smooth deal.
He was.
I
it
probably
was so
know the
crazy.
nigga. You know what I'm
You
saying?
might. You might.
I'm telling you, I'm a street dad,
One of
dude.
my pimps is still a pimp to this day.
I'm telling
in
you, I
Dallas.
probably
He's
know
an
him.
active known pimp
Okay.
in Dallas. I've had a few pimps. I've had 3 total because I
Okay.
did become
A renegade?
I became a renegade. I said, "Oh, because
Yeah.
we."
Look, how you know the terminology? So
Yeah,
this
how
is
do
what-
you know the terminology?
We be interviewing.
She know the term renegade.
Yeah, I mean, she like, yeah, I'm running thing, but then that can be looked at different ways. Like you basically start figuring it out in your
So
own.
once I got put on, I'm like, I was making a lot of money. That was before Backpage got shut down.
Yeah,
I
that was
was
jumping.
It was jumping. You could make thousands in a week.
That's
like
right.
if you actually went hard and you had a quota. You met your quota every night. I'm giving that man thousands of dollars a week. I'm talking about I can make up. The most I ever made probably in one night was $3,000.
Right.
And that's just off seeing it's not like I'm having sex with just all these men, but you try to have higher end clients so you're not having to just get ran through, you know, because so you want higher end clients, they're going to pay for your time. They're going to pay for to experience you, and you know, there's different things that go into that.
I got a question because I'd asked this question before, but were you given? Well, first of all, were you in love with your pimp?
No.
Okay, because most pimping kids.
Wife.
No, that don't matter because some of these
wife and kids and all that, and
a lot of these.
I would say care of his household with
a lot of these girls usually fall in love with them and stuff like that because they'll have multiple women and so forth. But the reason why I'm asking that because Pimpin' Ken said like he would always get.
That's my dog.
He would always get all of the, you know, most of these, because we've had multiple pimps and multiple, you know, ladies who came on the show.
Wow.
And they would give all of the pimps all of their. Yeah, they've been on here. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Everybody on Boss Talk.
They've given all of these people, all of the pimps get all of the money, so to say. And one thing I could never understand, as a female, the only money you get is to go get your hair done, your nails done, to make sure you look good. But I'm like, where is the 401k in this career?
Where's all these things that you spoke about?
Because here's all of the money that you're making, but you're giving this man all of this money, and you left with what? You can't build up any money. So what are you in this field for?
Nothing to show for to this
So that's
day.
what I'm trying to figure out. If you were able to,
no, all he did was invest in our looks. That's all he invested in.
That's what all of them do.
And made sure that I had a car. I've always had a car, so he made sure my car note was paid and my and I got gas. But and that's for it. So I can go to an out call, so I can go where I need to go.
So you didn't realize that.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you're ready to record, just hit rec to capture high-quality audio.
Hey, it clicked when I had a wad of, I had like a big stack of money, and I had handed it over to him, and I was just so upset to where I started sneaking because I would text him. He would know like every date that I would catch because we had a protocol. You tell him when you're going to pick up a date, you'll pick up the date, and then you'll tell him when the date is over and how much. So he's keeping track of my money. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I would lie and I wouldn't tell him I caught a date because I would I'm like, I need to, I'm not seeing nothing from this. I'm not getting anything out of this besides getting my hair and nails done. I look good, but I'm not reaping the benefits of I'm the one laying on my back.
Right, and I could never understand how women did that unless you are just so in love with the person that you're just giving. That's why that's why I asked that question first of all. I'm like, were you in love with him?
No, I want to ask you a real question. Like, how did you get used to laying with different men every night?
You don't get used to it.
How did your mind? Where did your mind go? How did you figure out how to do this and be comfortable with it?
You're not comfortable. My anxiety was through the roof. I felt I had to really dissociate in the moment of the act. I had to just go to a different place and put a block up in my brain. But I was still in a very, very, very dark place while I was kind of just going through the motions. Okay, this is what I got to do. Okay, Christian, like talking to myself, it's going to be over. But I also had that fear of when I'm meeting up with someone, is this going to be my last time? Exactly. Are they going to? I had a fear of dying. I said, is this man going to murder me? I don't know what their intentions are. Mm-hmm. And it's not more safe that they come to you or you go to them. Because if they want to kill you and rape you and do whatever to you in a hotel room, or if you go to an out call and you go to their home, neither one is more safe than the other.
Exactly.
Because if they want to get you, they can get you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you hear stories of them killing girls all the time.
Yes, or abusing them.
That was happening a lot during that time. A lot of the women were dying within the DFW. I remember it was a white girl. She had died. I can't remember her name. And there was another girl who got stabbed on Harry Hines. Like, it was actively happening, and I was scared to go to work. Like, I was like, I don't know what these men's intentions are when they walk through this room or when I walk in their house. Like, it's literally a stranger.
Let me ask you something. Hustle Mom was on the show, and we talked, and she told a story about it when she got her lip busted. Because what was that story? I think it was more like something to do with a trick, doing something. She tried to play a game with a trick. Like, you got to think about it. There are so many games that be played. I've heard stories of girls told me about. I just went in there. I didn't even do nothing. I just basically let him. I told him go clean up, and when he went in there, I just got the money and left.
I was too fearful to do that. I've never robbed a man, never set a man up.
But you've heard of it.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I was too scared because I just felt like because we post ads online, we're so easy to track. And you could block the number, do whatever. He can get his homeboy to set you up. You thinking you meeting a new client and they really connected to the guy you just robbed. I was just too scared. I was already very fearful in doing it.
These pimps, do they really protect y'all?
No, they don't because
aren't they supposed to? Isn't that what they're supposed
they
to?
are supposed to. But what also provoked me to leave was when I had went on a out call. And I really wanted to meet my quota that night. It was because sometimes you got ups and downs. Some days you make a lot of money. Some days you don't make as much money. And I wasn't making that much money that day. And so I took it, even though I had a gut instinct, which now I know that it was because the Holy Spirit has always been with me and protecting me. But I just thought it was just like an unction in it's just me telling me. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know what? Something tells me not to go, but I really need to make this money for this man, for my pimp. I said, I'm gonna go. So I went into the out call. It was in Arlington. And I went into the apartment and there was just trash. It looked like almost like a trap house. And I'm like, So something felt off in my spirit. And I still walked through the door. And as soon as I walked through the apartment door, the lights cut off and he's strangling me. And my feet are dangling in the air.
Wow.
As I'm kicking and screaming for my life. And to this day, y'all, I cannot tell you how I got out. It was by the grace of God that I got out because it was pitch black. And he was I just kept thinking, I hope this man doesn't kill me. All I hear is him threatening me and saying all these things that he was going to do to me. And I'm like, Christian, you got to find a way to get out. And I don't know how. I can't tell y'all how I ran out of that apartment, but I got out.
Let me ask you this. You went through that lifestyle for how many years?
10.
10 years. Over the 10 years, now, you know me, I think about this stuff all the time because I was almost a pimp. I started to and I pulled up. I was like, I quit. I did it for one day. I told her, get out my car. I'm not doing this. I can't. I'm too busy trying to get money. I remember this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought that was enough money for me, even though guys explained it to me. I was like, no, I can do way more than that. I'm just saying this how I felt. So
you gotta wait around for the money.
But I'm not doing that.
It's a sit and wait game.
I'm a hustler. I'm gonna go get it, and they ain't gonna wait on no woman to give it to me. It gotta be way more money than that. But anyway, some people do. They got the patience. I don't. That's their business. But the stories I've heard on Boss Talk, I've asked these questions often, and they tell me that once a woman, me and Rollo the Pimp, we talked about this.
Oh, Rollo.
Yeah, when getting peeled for they girl, and basically she leaves because she finds a new pimp.
Yes.
And once you go to this,
they choose up.
But
choose up.
Did you ever choose up?
I did not choose up. No,
really?
I've
so
never.
You stayed loyal to every pimp that you was with?
Not that I stayed loyal. I just couldn't grab because I wanted safety. I wanted that love. I wanted the affection because you would have sex with your pimps, right? And I'm just like, I'm still not satisfied. So I was under pimp for a little while, and then I go be a renegade.
Oh, you just go to be a renegade?
Yeah,
I wouldn't go to the pimp.
But have other pimps approached you?
I've had two other pimps.
Have they approached you to try to get you though? Other pimps?
So I was considered a carpet hoe.
Okay, know exactly what that is.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't touch. Okay. I've only touched the pavement one time.
Yeah.
I only hit the blade. I have only hit the blade one time, and the time that I did, these men got out of the car and tried to rob me and shoot me. I turned around and I was praying to God. I literally said, Lord. And I should have been repenting and asking for forgiveness that if they do kill me, Lord, come and take my soul so I don't go to hell. But I turned around and I said, God, if they're going to shoot me in my back, at least don't allow me to see it. And I turned around because, if you're not supposed to turn around when you got guns at you.
Of course, you're right.
And that was so stupid, right? To just turn around. You don't know what's about to happen. I didn't want to see them. I didn't want to see the bullet coming.
Right.
And I ran. And that was the last time I ever hit the blade. And it scared the mess out of me. So I was completely, when I say a carpet hoe, I was only on the internet. I was put up in nice hotels. I didn't go and run the blade and get in and out of cars and run the streets all day.
So you never did. Nobody ever peeled you. I was trying to figure that out, you know.
He tried.
Because you got to think about it. When somebody, they told me how when somebody peel, they'll call the other guy and be respectful
It
to
was
him.
crazy.
And be like, hey, man, I got your girl. What she like? She on medicine. What she like? What kind? You got some clothes you want to bring for her? These niggas really had an organized way that they conversate with each other about the girl that got peeled. And I thought that was really live, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
He thought it was live.
Like, yeah, like the respect for you to do that.
Yeah, it's all. They're really big on respect in the game.
Correct, correct.
Respect is a really big thing when it comes to prostitution.
That's what
pimping and that's
best thing going. That's what they used to
that's
say.
what they say. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
But I'm just telling you what the conversations be like.
But
when
that's the lingo.
Yeah, when they talk about it, and I read Pimpology by Pimp and Ken. I looked at all of these things that they do. I've talked to certain women, went to the casinos and seen the girls sitting in Vegas. I'd be like, what you do? And they'd be like, man, I make $25,000. I say, really?
Yeah, they do.
You making it like that? So
Yes,
I've
they
talked to these people. Never have been with none of them, but I'm really just a person that talk to everybody, as you already know. I talk to everybody. Like, people to talk to me, what are you doing? They're sitting over here at this machine like this. And that's the way it be, like, you know.
Yeah.
And they be everywhere, but that's the carpet. That's how I found out about the carpet.
I was a carpet host, so and if you really have a slick mouth and you know how to dress and make yourself look beautiful, because you know your body is your product that you're selling, you don't have to just be posting ads all day online. You can go into a like a bar, like at a country club. You can go somewhere high end, a nice 5-star restaurant, and sit at a bar and pick and choose who you think is going to break bread with you and really, seduce the man. And that if you don't have a hotel room, get that man to pay for it so you don't come out of pocket. If you know how to run game, get him to buy your hotel room, and then the rest of the night you just making money.
Because I've heard some females would say it's best that they get like. Some would keep like 3 Johns, and these are the same ones that they see all the time. And it's like, for them, that was always the goal for a carpet.
That is the goal, to remain consistent with
just 3. You don't have to worry about it.
So you're not constantly just having sex with this random man, and then these are your loyal clients.
And they got bread, and they'll pay for everything.
And then you kind of form a relationship with you, and they let their guards down. They think you're kind of like their girlfriend in their head, because they'll talk to you about their wives, their jobs, and you know everything about this man's life because he just got so comfortable with you.
You almost have like a black book on a whole bunch of people.
Oh yeah.
But let me ask you this though, because I've heard of some of them actually end up getting married to some of their Johns.
I've heard of that.
You understand? And change your life, like get out of business, whatever. But that's rare.
That's rare. It does happen though. It does happen.
Okay.
It does.
When you look back at your whole, this whole thing. What was God trying to show you through all of the stuff that you went through? When you look back, you know what I mean?
Because you got to meditate on it.
Because when I look back at my stuff, I start thinking about the entrepreneurship and knowing how to hustle and getting money. I knew that all the time, even to what I'm dealing with now. You know what I mean? And it's a thing that God gives you where it's a gift in the stuff that you went through, even though you went through it.
Yes.
You had a gift. It was maybe a gift to gab. It may have been a gift to know how to deal with money. It may, you know what I'm saying? But it's something. It's a gift, and your gift will make room for you.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And it's still in you right now, and it was there the whole time.
Yes. So I feel like I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. It just got perverted. I've always had to drive to get up and go get it. And anyway, it was just perverted. So I believe I've always had that, and the devil just came in and perverted it.
How did you compensate for like leaving the money like that, having that type of a, you know what I mean, having finances coming in like that, and then now having to go and do a 9-to-5 job? Let's talk about that.
Oh my God!
I interviewed. That's what.
And how old were you when you left? Because I know you told us the reason why.
27.
She said that, but I'm trying to figure out how, when she left, did she adapt?
And did you have money when you leave?
I had a little bit of money put up because I've lived around the DFW, so I've always had my own apartment, my own car, my own everything. Everything was always in my name. So that's what I'm used to. I'm used to sleeping all day or not sleeping, getting up. Mind you, like we can make money. I can make my rent in 3 hours. I can go clock in, post an ad at 12 a.m. and be done working by 3 a.m. depending on how much I made off 1 or 2 clients. And you really trying to pursue just one client, and hopefully he's high paid and he'll tip you out on top of what your rate is. Right. So to go from making my rent in one day to having to humble myself and go to a 9 to 5, it's almost like and I don't know if I can compare because you've been to prison, right? Someone who's been in prison, you only have your mind, and you're so used to like a certain lifestyle, being a certain way, and so coming out of that is just like it didn't feel natural, and still to this day, I just don't understand how people can work 9 to 5s. Now I have, but I don't like it.
When you came and you came on out of there, and what was the thing that when did you hit the brick wall to know that you had to come out of it and God had changed your life and he was calling you from that lifestyle?
So I had a friend, and he knew what I was doing. He was actually, I didn't consider him a brother in Christ, but that's what he was at the time. He was just a friend who really just cared about me and my soul. And he was like, we had known each other for the same amount of time I've been a prostitute, 10 years. And he was like, Christian, I really want you to like come. I'm at this new church. Come to church. And I'm like, I'm a prostitute. You know that prostitutes don't come to church. Why would I come to church? I'm like, I could be making money instead of coming to church. And he was like, just come to Bible study. I went, and I was like, okay. They were praying and singing, and I was just like, I had a whole attitude the whole time. I'm like, I'm not singing, I'm not praying, and people were looking at me like, why is she just, mind you, everyone's praising the Lord, hands up in the air, praying, singing, and I'm just like, okay, is this over yet? I showed up like he asked me, and then one of the people at the front, I don't know exactly who he was, like a minister, he pointed me out, and he was like he was speaking life over me and just saying how God loves me and how he didn't know nothing about me. He was just speaking life over me, just pointing me out of everyone that was there. He pointed me out, and I guess God was just trying to give me a message that he's with me and that he wants his daughter back. And then I went so I was still prostituting, and I went to Bible study one time, and then so I was born July 7th. So that night before, I am trying to make money. I'm trying to catch a date, flip a trick, whatever you want to call it. And I ended up not making no money. So my birthday fell on a Sunday. So that night, Saturday, going into your birthday, you go out, it's midnight, you turn it up. I'm trying to make some money. I went to a cigar lounge in Dallas, and I'm trying to catch a date. Didn't make no money. And that never happens. Didn't make no money on my birthday. And went home. And church started at 11. I was like, so I went home around 4. And I was like, you know what? It's my birthday. I'm going to go to church. And that's when my life changed.
Wow. That's so beautiful. The thing is, like, you don't never know how he going to call you, right?
Yeah.
But when he call you, it's something else, man, because when you look in the book and you think about Mary Magdalene, any of those women that just got close to Jesus and never looked back no other way. I'm with Jesus now. I'm with you, Martha, but I'm going to be over here with Jesus. The one thing I can tell you is, God, he knows exactly where you're at, what you was doing the whole time, right?
Yes. He was always, and it was so crazy because, and people may, look at me sideways or funny, but I would because I always had reverence for the Lord. I always knew who God was because my grandmother, I was a grandma's baby, and I grew up with because my mom was always at work, so I grew up with my grandmother a lot. She was always taking care of us. She would, take us. She was always in church. So I always knew of God. I just lived for God. I knew about God.
Websites your competitors don't want you to know, part 2. All you do is go to this website, and it lets you find out exactly how.
But I never really truly received him in my heart. So there would be times I would go and be like, God, please protect me. you know, because I would be so fearful that I'm going to be the next victim. I'm going to be on a T-shirt. I'm going to be chopped up or, you know, sent off to a different country to become like this sex slave that they make these girls just sit in these dark rooms and just they're all dirty. Like this is really happening, and they're becoming just tormented and abused. And I was like, Lord, don't allow me to get murdered or die doing this. But in the back of my head, I kind of accepted it as my fate, and I thought that I was going to die a prostitute. I had accepted that. And I came to the resolution that was my fate, and I didn't think. That's why I started getting tatted up, because I'm like, I'm never working for nobody. You can't ever catch me working a 9 to 5. You know how much money I done touched, I done made, and I'm like, so I started. But also, as I become adult, I smoked weed here and there, but I never like popped pills or did anything like that. And so I was getting tattoos to cope with what I was going through.
Yeah.
And I thank you. They helped. I felt as I was getting them, it kind of numbed me, and the pain, even though they physically hurt, it did something. Like I got off by it, like as far as dealing with whatever I was going through, the pain. It was almost like meditation, because I wasn't turning to God still. I was still, you know, doing what I was doing, and I used that as a way to kind of deal with what I was doing.
It gave you a place of peace.
Yes, even though it was painful, the pain almost felt good. I can't really explain it.
I get it. I think you when I think about you and the times you was going through this stuff, I got to think about the strip club. Did you ever end up getting caught up in the strip club? I
stripped one.
That's right.
Yes.
Where was you popping it at?
So I only stripped one time, and I was like, this is not for me. I stripped a hole in the wall. Like a little after hours in Dallas, and I'm like, it was me and some other girls at the pimp that I had.
How long had you been in the prostitution game?
I was probably already in there like 8 years.
Okay, so you like, I'm gonna run over and see what they do.
I'm gonna just see, like, maybe I'm just trying to touch as much money as possible. That's the goal. And if I ain't gotta have sex, that's even though their women are having sex, of course they are. If I cannot have sex and make money somehow, I'm gonna try to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to have sex all. I'm not having to put so much on my body. So and that you gotta really have a hustle when it comes to stripping. Like it's not as easy as you think it is dancing on that pole. It's tiring and your body hurts afterwards, and it just wasn't. I did try it though.
How many days was you out there?
Where?
How long was you over there?
She said only one day.
I did it one night.
So you paid tip out, or you didn't pay tip out?
We had to pay to get in.
Okay.
So that was the thing. So whatever I had made that night, I just kept it.
You tired? You said I ain't going.
I said my body hurt. I said I gotta do too, and I gotta do tricks and do. I said I'm not. I'm a pillow princess. I'm used to just laying on my back, and you put the money on the counter. I counted, and we go.
It's over.
30 minutes and we out of here.
What was the weirdest thing John ever asked you to do?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna put Hustle Mom's story right in here, right now. This is what Hustle Mama said.
Yeah, she had somebody do number 2.
Yeah, hers was crazy.
Yeah, I've been asked. Okay, I guess I can just go into it. I've been asked if I could have a man come inside of me, and then another man come and eat his semen out of me. I've been asked that. He didn't want to have sex with me. He just wanted to eat it out of my private area.
Wow.
Yeah.
He on that Diddy stuff.
So
that's the weirdest thing.
That's what Diddy.
That's not the weird. I'm just naming a few that I can remember and ask some crazy stuff. So I've got asked that. I've gotten asked if I can peg.
Yeah.
If y'all know what pegging is, I'm not gonna say it on here because it's too vulgar. But I've been asked to peg a man before. I have been asked to urinate on a man before, and I did none of those things. I didn't participate in any of the things that I was asked.
That was my next question. Did you ever turn any of that down?
Because I want to let y'all know I had a hatred for men, and God had to remove that stone in my heart. I hated men, and they probably looked at me like, you're nothing. You're selling your body. But I looked at them. I said, you're lame. You paid to have sex with me. Like you're a loser. And like I just looked at men as a dollar sign. Like I didn't see faces or them as humans. I saw a dollar sign. What can I get about you?
Wow.
How can I run game with you?
Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.